All right, folks. Last night I went to a 70 millimeter screening of Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, and the movie left me absolutely floored. The best way that I could describe it is that Oppenheimer is basically the social network of World War II films. Nolan uses every technical tool in his bag, from writing to cinematography to his rare ability to wrangle A-list stars, to create perhaps the most important and definitive biopic since David Fincher's film over 10 years ago. Ultimately, the film is a stunning moral tale that asks, what have we done to ourselves and when are we going to stop? Now, each act of the film has a very clearly defined story that it follows. The first act is about Oppenheimer's personality and his young life. The second act is about the making of Los Alamos, the recruitment of scientists, and the Trinity test. And the third act is then the fallout from the U.S. government using the atom bombs on Japan. Now, while it's an immaculate story, I did find myself rubbing up against the pace and propulsion of the plot at times, particularly in the second act when the Germans give up World War II, which therefore removes the sort of space race movie element that this film had. Amazingly, though, Nolan circles the wagons in the third act as he examines the decay of Oppenheimer's psyche as a result of his overwhelming guilt and the political machinations working against him in order to silence him and his opinions of atomic bombing. The third act was my favorite part. I thought it was the best part of the film. It is likely the part of the film that is going to get the actors in this nominated for Academy Awards, and it is the part that's going to be circling in my head for days and weeks to come. It's where Nolan truly hammers home his thematic message of humanity not only being the biggest threat to ourselves, but that we almost realize it when it's far too late. The final few moments in particular, in typical Nolan fashion, is bravura stuff. Now, a few random notes. While I don't think it's quite in the tier of The Dark Knight and Interstellar, and for me, The Prestige, I think it's in that next tier along with the likes of Inception and Batman Begins. I think that Robert Downey Jr. is the most likely Oscar winner of all the performances in the Best Supporting Actor category. The score from Ludwig Göransson is A1. It is fantastic, and that will probably also score a nomination as well. Christopher Nolan and Cillian Murphy are both sublime in how they get you to constantly waver on Oppenheimer's morality. And finally, I think this film is going to rack up a bunch of Oscar nominations, a bunch of below the line stuff like sound and editing, but also Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor for Cillian Murphy, Best Supporting Actor for Robert Downey Jr., and Best Supporting Actress for Emily Blunt. All right, Oppenheimer hits theaters in just a few days. Are you more excited for this or Barbie? Let us know in the comments.